start with the first class of our consultant. So we'll be starting with the introduction now, and we'll see what is the scope of consultant, what are the things which comes in MM consultant, what is the syllabus, what you need to be prepared, what I can help you or I can assist you. So now you all have been previously learned under me itself, so you know the process what we do. So I'll just share my screen. So let me know if you're able to see my screen. Others guys, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now guys, we have learned SAP MM end user first. Okay. So most of you, all of you who have joined this call, all of you are already working in this SAP MM end user. Okay. All of you are already working. So you may be knowing much better than me about this end user stuff as of now. So now same thing. Now we are going to get into consultant, SAP MM consultant. Now guys, if I speak about SAP MM end user, this term is wrong actually. I can't say SAP MM end user. I can just say end user actually, because most of you who are working currently may not be working on SAP. Yes or no? You are working as end user. You are working on P2P, sourcing, invoice, AP, auditing, anything. But you may not be using application SAP, few of them at least, because you might be using some client-based software, maybe Oracle or some other softwares. So then there you can be called as an end user. Okay, because your software is not fixed. It can be SAP tomorrow, it can be any other software. Okay. But now when we start with consultant of SAP MM consultant, here you're only going to target the job for SAP. The software will be only SAP and you will be a consultant. There is no other application here, no Oracle, no other any application. You will just apply the job for SAP software. So here guys, you need to have more knowledge on software rather than process. Process is important, but more knowledge on software, how it is to be used, what are the options, what is the screen, what is the configuration. These all things you should be knowing. If you revisit to end user guys, you might have seen whenever I have taught you, we did not focus much on practice. We focused more on process, because वो सॉफ्टवेयर का बात नहीं था उधर, मेन प्रोसेस था हमारा. So we used to focus more on process over there. Because in next company, it's not mandatory that they are using SAP. They might be using any other software. So the process is more important. Here the software becomes a major part. So we need to know all the transactions what we are going to do in SAP guys. Okay. So once I speak about SAP MM consultant, in which areas you are going to look for a job. So I'll be updating what all things I will do from my end for you. First is obviously I'll teach you, I'll share you all the videos of each class. Next is I will update your profile on consultant. How to update, don't ask me at this stage. As classes go ahead, definitely I'll tell you how we can update the profile, how we can show your consultant experience, how we have to manage your PF and all those things we are going to take care. Then we'll make Naukri profile. After making Naukri profile, then how to apply for a consultant role and what all things we have to prepare for consultant role. So all these things I will be training you basically. Next very important thing is here you need to have one thing, which is patients. Okay, this is not a regular end user class, end user syllabus, or an end user job. SAP consultant is a high paid job. You can't get job very easily over here. Yeah, you may get if you're lucky enough, but most of the cases you have to have lot of patience guys, because this is not like mass hiring. You will get specific opportunities, multi rounds of interview, difficult rounds of interview. So because of that, consistently you have to practice, revise, and then go for the interview. Because in consultant guys, if you get rejected 6 months, you cannot apply for the same position again, as you know. So you need to have a patience. So what I will suggest you, like if you are doing consultant now, your focus should be 1 year and more. Remember this. Matlab, for next year you want to switch, you have to start your process from now for consultant. It may take this much time guys to get you a good opportunity in consultant. So you need to have that patience. Okay, it's you, if you don't keep patience, then end user is best for you. You can switch multiple jobs. But if you want a proper permanent job, that is consultant, wherever you are working right now, continue your job and just target for a better job with consultant by having, like by keeping your maximum patience over here. So any doubt till here guys? Anyone wants to ask anything? Don't ask me about resume and all as of now. Anything, any doubt, you can ask me. Or shall I proceed with the next? Yes, no, quickly, guys.
That's it, then proceed.
Okay, fine. So now let's go with the consultant roles now. We'll go with the consultant roles. So now guys, what type of job you can expect in consultant? Let's focus on that. Now you have learned end user, you guys are already working in end user. So you know it's either procurement, it's either sourcing, it's either vendor development, accounts payable, invoicing, maybe your GRN, different profiles, auditing profiles, expeditor, so many jobs are there. So what job or what role you can expect in a consultant, guys? So first, what you can expect a job is implementation. Second job you can expect is support. Third job you can expect is data migration. Fourth job you can expect is rollback process or rollout process. Okay. So now let's see one by one. First is what? Implementation. Now, what do you mean by implementation, guys? I had given you example in end user also. If you remember anything, suppose if I take a manufacturing company, this company has lot of plants. This company has huge data. This company has lot many departments in each plant. They are not able to manage the business. Why they are not able to manage the business? Because in short, they are not able to manage this data. They are not able to streamline the data. Now they will approach a IT company. Will approach a IT company. Suppose they approached a company like Infosys. So manufacturing company, say, we'll take an example of suppose Bosch. So Bosch has approached which company now? Infosys, and Bosch has told to Infosys their problem statement. And what is their problem statement? That they are not able to manage their data. They have huge plants. They are facing a lot of data issues, data privacy issues, data management issues. So now Infosys has to provide solution to Bosch. Now let's say Infosys told Bosch, let's implement SAP. You can ignore my spellings, okay? Let's implement SAP in your company and your issue will be resolved. So Bosch people agreed. Bosch people said, yes, do whatever, but streamline our business. So now consultants of Infosys, consultants means all consultants, MM, FICO, sales, production planning, maintenance, quality management, all modules, and plus technical module developers. Who are the technical module? ABAPers or BI or basis. All these people, one each from each module or two people from each module as a team will implement SAP in which company, guys? Bosch. This is what? Implementation or configuration. Anything from scratch, you are implementing SAP in any new company, that is implementation project. So I implemented SAP in Bosch. It took me 2 years. Now the implementation is done. I will move to my next client for implementation. So in short, you understood implementation. Where there is no SAP, you are implementing SAP. There are few chances to get an implementation job at the beginning. They will ask you questions of implementation. We will do a project also. They will ask you questions on implementation. But project तुमको usually जो मिलेगा वो क्या है? Support का. Remember this. So implementation they will ask you question. इसलिए इंटरव्यू नहीं, जॉब प्रोफाइल में एक टर्म रहता है E2E. What do you mean by E2E? End to end. What is E2E? End to end. They want a person who has worked on end to end implementation cycle. End to end implementation cycle means Bosch में जब हम implement कर रहे हैं, scratch से लेके end तक project हमने किया है. एक एक इंटरव्यू में तो तुमको चाहिए I want a person who has completed 3 implementation cycle, 2 implementation cycles ऐसा. So in your profile, we will add one end-to-end implementation and one support project in your profile. So now, any doubt in this, guys, to understand what is implementation project or what is implementation? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's go with the second thing, guys. Second is what? Support. अब ये क्या है support? What do you mean by implementing? We have implemented SAP In which company now? Bosch. Who has implemented it? Infosys example. Now, who is using SAP in Bosch? Who is using it? End users. Though you are currently these guys, you are end users, you are working on that application. Now, you will be facing issues or no, or you are perfect in SAP, guys? Are you perfect? You know each and everything. Any error you can resolve? No. You will face daily so many issues. There might be around suppose 20,000 users in Bosch who are using SAP. Daily so many users may face issue. So then support consultant will resolve those issues. So support consultant works on tickets, means you get queries from end user and you have to resolve the queries. Understanding? This is done by whom? Support consultant. Already software is implemented, but now you have to support your end users who are using the software. Now, very important. This is not important as of now, but you try to understand that. Who has implemented SAP in Bosch now? Infosys. Who will support end users of Bosch? It is not mandatorily Infosys. Infosys has very high pricing of support. Bosch may give this project to Accenture also. इन्फोसिस ने इंप्लीमेंट किया बट सपोर्ट कौन कर रहा है अभी? Accenture कर रहा है. Understanding? So it's not mandatory that the company who implements SAP will be the same company who will support also, guys. The contract can go to some other company for support also. Remember this, okay? Third, data migration. Let's take the example of Bosch now. You implemented SAP in Bosch, or you are in implementation stage, still you are doing those implementations. Now, guys, Bosch from 20 years, Bosch is there. Suppose example from 20 years, Bosch company is there. But were they using SAP? No. Now they want to use SAP. Then from 20 years, they might be using some other ERP software, right? They might be using Oracle. They might be using Microsoft Dynamics. So many softwares, BAN, BPCS. And now they want to migrate it to what? SAP. So ये 20 years का data is in which software? ERP, Oracle, or Microsoft Dynamics. You want to migrate this data from this ERP to SAP. So this is known as data migration. उसको बोलते हैं legacy migration. From old system, you are migrating it to the new system what you have implemented. So this data is very important. So there is a data migration project also, which is very rare you may get. तो ये अंदर जाने के बाद ही तुमको ट्रेनिंग मिलेगा, इसका बेसिक ट्रेनिंग वो इजी रहता है. Next is what? Rollback. Now what is rollback? Or rollout, whatever. Rollback or rollout. You have implemented SAP. Now you want to remove it. Bosch doesn't want SAP now. They want to go with other software. They don't want SAP. Then you have to roll back SAP. All the customizations. That is known as rollback project. So these two projects don't expect. You can get 90% support and 10% implementation. So these two I'll be covering for you. So I'll be adding one support project for you and one implementation project for you guys. Any doubt in this, guys? You can ask me.
No, sir.
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah. Data migrations related. Presently, we are using like a Oracle.
Okay, correct.
Now it's not converted to SAP S4HANA.
Correct.
And what steps is required to convert it?
So, yeah, to convert it, actually, there are many things which are involved to do a data migration project. See, you need to have a middleware technology for this. Okay, so the middleware technology will be like IDOC, EDI, LSMW, BAPI, that is business add-ins. So these are like middleware technologies. What these technologies do, these middleware technologies check the data of Oracle and migrate. It migrates the data into SAP in SAP format. Oracle format is something different. SAP format is something different. But this middleware agent, we build it in such a way that it can read Oracle format and it can copy all those data to SAP format, and we have to just monitor it. And whatever fails, we have to do it manually. So we will be having data migration tools also, guys. It's not like direct copy paste. We will be having data migration tools. For example, see here, what is this? LSMW that supports what? Data migration from legacy systems, non-SAP to what? SAP system. So that's what I have written here. What is this? LSM. So there are multiple tools this way, guys, which support this basically, this migration. So we are going to do this LSMW also in our consultant class. We are going to migrate our data from Excel or Word or Power, not Power, what is that? Notepad to SAP. Understanding? Any other doubt, guys? Okay, so we'll go with next, guys. Now I'll speak something about implementation. In interview, definitely they will ask you what is the process of implementation, how you have implemented. For this, there is a process which is known as SAP ASAP methodology. What it is? ASAP methodology. A means accelerated. SAP means systems application products. Yeah, you know the full form. Accelerated SAP methodology. तो इसमें क्या होता है? Project preparation, business blueprint, third, realization, fourth, final preparation, fifth, go live and support, sixth, continuous improvement process. थर्ड स्टेप थोड़ा डिटेल में बताऊंगा. रियलाइजेशन. Okay, so guys, so Infosys people are going to implement SAP in Bosch. So let's continue the same example. So in interview compulsory they will ask you ASAP. How do you implement? What is the strategy? Then you have to say ASAP. So first is project preparation. Consultants of Infosys will go to Bosch company, stay in Bosch company, understand their businesses, and they'll prepare a daily report, that is project report. Then on a daily basis, whatever report they have prepared, many unwanted things also will be there. So you have to remove that and make a blueprint proper, like what we are going to support, how many team members we need to implement, what are the processes we need to set. Everything will be there in the blueprint, and this blueprint needs to be taken approval from both the sides, Infosys sides as well as the Bosch side. Then you have a realization step where you actually start doing the customizations of each module. So in realization, there will be two phases, as is and to be. And इसके बीच में जो है वो क्या है? Gap analysis. For example, I'll tell you just एक simple words में बताता हूँ. हाँ. अब एक example. Now here two professors else, so I'll take this example. Now there are two professors with us. They wanted to change their job to SAP. They wanted to change their job to what? SAP. Now they were professors. Do they have any knowledge about this? Nothing they have. But they want to go in SAP. So they reach out to me. We did what? Gap analysis. So we understood like they have other knowledge, but they want to switch here. This is the gap. Then we learned SAP, we made the profile, we bridged that gap, and now you guys are working on SAP. So same thing happens over here, guys. As is means what? Now suppose Bosch people are creating a purchase requisition. Example, how they are creating a purchase requisition? Maybe in Excel. They are creating an Excel file and sending it to the purchase department. Purchase department is processing the PR. I will say now to be process. I will say let's implement SAP. SAP has a standard functionality. That functionality is ME51N. This is the T code to create a PR. You create a PR in SAP, you'll get a PR number. You have a material code. All the things we can do a approval strategy also for PR. All these things we can implement, sir. ऐसा मैं तुमको बताऊंगा. Now, which is better, creating an Excel format or creating in SAP? Obviously SAP. So your process which you are running this way, I made it or I upgraded your process in this manner. And this is what in between gap. For every process we have to do gap analysis. अभी तुम कैसा कर रहे हो और हम तुम्हारा process improve कैसा कर सकते हैं. That is gap analysis, guys. So when I see ME51N is a standard SAP functionality. So we'll implement that, which is there, and then your process will be streamlined. So realization phase means you'll do the configuration, you'll understand the as is process, you'll implement the to be process. And once you implement this, this doesn't mean that you're always correct. You have to do the final preparation. That means final preparation is nothing but testing. What you have to do here? Testing. तो इधर तुम टेस्ट करोगे बस कि टेस्ट डेवलपमेंट एनवायरनमेंट में होता है. तो मतलब क्या टेस्टिंग? आई टेल यू सम थिंग्स. Whatever new things you do, whatever new things you are doing, this one you do it in dev environment. This is dev environment means here you code. Once you code, it is not correct always. So जो कोड हमने डेवलप किया उसको क्या करना पड़ेगा हमको? टेस्ट. टेस्ट करने के बाद अगर एरर्स पूरे जीरो आ गए तो ही हम कोड प्रोडक्शन में डाल देंगे. मतलब एंड यूजर्स, मतलब डायरेक्टली एंड यूजर्स को वो रिफ्लेक्ट होगा. सपोज मैंने टेस्टिंग किया ही नहीं, सीधा कोड बनाया और डायरेक्ट प्रोडक्शन में डाल दिया, तो क्या होगा? अगर कोड में एरर है तो सारे एंड यूजर्स इफेक्ट हो जाएंगे. सो इसलिए इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू डेवलप द कोड, टेस्ट इट इन टेस्ट एनवायरनमेंट एंड रन इट इन प्रोडक्शन एनवायरनमेंट. This is also known as SAP. What was your SAP landscape? They will ask you this question. So if they ask you what is your SAP landscape, you have to say dev environment, test environment, production. Testing को quality environment भी बोलते हैं. Okay, and once everything is done, we will put in production. Production क्यों होने मतलब go live. End users can use it. Then we are going to support them and then continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is important, guys. अभी आज SAP ऐसा है, 10 साल के बाद ऐसा ही रहेगा क्या? नहीं, requirement बढ़ते जाएंगे. We have to continuous improve, optimize the processes. Okay, so now this thing you have to go to Google. Today you have to do two things on Google. First thing, go and read about SAP methodology in detail. Second thing, read about SAP architecture. R1 architecture, real-time version 1. R2 architecture, R3 ECC, S4 HANA. And what is the latest release of S4 HANA now? This thing you can Google. HANA और ECC में ज्यादा फर्क नहीं आएगा. MM में हार्डली 2-3 ट्रांजेक्शन, what we will see later as well. सो आर्किटेक्चर मतलब क्या? जैसे यू कंस्ट्रक्ट योर होम, देयर इज सम आर्किटेक्चर फॉर योर होम. तो सॉफ्टवेयर का भी आर्किटेक्चर होता है. वन मतलब क्या? देयर इज अ डेटाबेस एंड योर सिस्टम इज इन वन लेयर इटसेल्फ. टू मतलब डेटाबेस अलग लोकेशन पे, यूजर्स अलग लोकेशन पे. R3 मतलब कम्युनिकेशन के लिए एक मिडल एजेंट होता है. सो रीड अबाउट R1, R2, R3. तो एग्जांपल R1 आर्किटेक्चर मतलब क्या? क्लाइंट एंड डेटाबेस इज इन द सिंगल सिस्टम. मतलब तुम अभी तुम्हारा लैपटॉप यूज कर रहे हो कि नहीं? तो तुम्हारा लैपटॉप जो तुम यूज कर रहे हो, जो भी तुम स्टोर करते हो तुम्हारे लैपटॉप में ही स्टोर होता है कि नहीं? तो लैपटॉप 500 GB का हार्ड ड्राइव है, 500 GB के ऊपर सेव कर सकते हो क्या तुम? नहीं. तो इसमें क्या हो गया? तुम जो सॉफ्टवेयर सिस्टम यूज कर रहे हो उसमें ही तुम्हारा डेटा स्टोर हो रहा है. तो ये R1 आर्किटेक्चर है. ये क्या एक 10-15 लोगों की कंपनी है तो ठीक है. अभी बहुत ह्यूज डेटा है तो इतने कंप्यूटर लेते बैठोगे क्या तुम? नहीं. तो इसको R2 आर्किटेक्चर. तो तुम लैपटॉप यूज करोगे तुम्हारा, बट तुम्हारा एक डेटाबेस सर्वर होगा तुम्हारा एक. तो डेटाबेस तुम्हारा अलग लोकेशन पे होगा. अभी सर्वर तुम्हारा अलग लोकेशन पे होगा. तो सारे कंप्यूटर्स तुम्हारे इस सर्वर को कनेक्ट होते हैं. तो वॉट एवर डेटा यू सेव, इट डजंट सेव ऑन योर सिस्टम, इट सेव्स वेयर गाइस? ऑन द सर्वर. तो ये 500,000 लोगों की कंपनी के लिए बेटर है, या मे बी मोर. बट बहुत ही लोग हैं तो डेटाबेस को लोड पड़ता है, बहुत सारे रिक्वेस्ट डेटाबेस को जाते हैं. तो इसलिए कन्वर्जन फैक्टर होना चाहिए. तो इधर R3 में क्लाइंट आएगा, देन बीच में लॉजिक या प्रोसेसर लेयर आएगा, एंड लास्ट डेटाबेस लेयर आएगा. तो इधर क्या होता है? जो भी तुम रिक्वेस्ट करोगे वो डायरेक्ट डेटाबेस को नहीं जाएगा, पहले लॉजिक में जाएगा. लॉजिक वाले लोग, लॉजिक लेयर क्या करेगा? that whatever data you want, it will convert it into database language. Database language is binary 1 and 0. So it will convert into database language. Database will throw the output. It will again convert it into your language and show it to you. ये R2 में क्या हो रहा था? There is no logic layer. Database itself is converting all the logics. So database पे load पड़ता है. And next is R4, S4 HANA. So here HANA is a database, guys. So client, logic, pool, लॉजिक एंड डेटाबेस, चार आएंगे. पूल इज टू होल्ड द रिक्वेस्ट. सारे रिक्वेस्ट एट अ टाइम नहीं जाएंगे. क्यू जैसा अभी तुम कोई मंदिर में जाते हो तो इतने लोगों को भेजते, फिर थोड़े लोगों को बाद में भेजते, तो ऐसा टाइप का. सो पूल. तो हाना इज एसएपी डेटाबेस. न्यू, दिस इज ओन डेटाबेस ऑफ एसएपी क्लाउड. क्लाउड डेटाबेस. ओके. पहले एसएपी ओरेकल का डेटाबेस यूज करता था. एसएपी का खुद का डेटाबेस नहीं था, तो दूसरा एसक्यूएल ओरेकल यूज करता था टू स्टोर द डेटा. नाउ इट हैज इट्स ओन प्रोडक्ट सूट, दैट इज हाना. Just a second, guys. I'm getting a call. Hello guys. So now we have seen these two things you have to Google, guys. What all things we have missed? We have seen consultant, we have seen the role. Each role I have explained you. ASAP methodology is done. Landscape is done. SAP landscape. What you have to Google? Architecture of SAP MM. Scope. Now, guys, if you go from a syllabus point of view, what all things we have to see? Okay, there will be like first P2P cycle customization we have to do. So first we'll start with today introduction we have started. Then comes enterprise structure. Then normal UI user interface I have to explain. Then comes your vendor master data enterprise structure, vendor master data customization. Then comes your PR customization, PO customization, RFQ customization, agreement customization, contract customization, then material master data customization, then purchase info record customizations, then source list customization. This comes source list customization. Mm, then listen to do. Then PO. Then then we have integrations with finance, which is known as cognitive determination with sales. Means quality management. So many things are there. So normally these will be 20 topics first. After 20 topics, we'll see integration with other modules that we have to cover 424. Two reporting jobs, reporting things we have to see, total 26. One project I'll give you for A2E implementation and support tickets. After that, we have to update your profile. After that, Naukri profile, then you have to prepare for this and you have to apply for this. Okay. Now, so today I have given you intro. So what I'll tell you how we can do this consultant. It has to have a two-way process, guys. Because even if I teach you this topic, suppose if I teach you enterprise structure, uh, you may understand 30-40%, you may not understand it completely. Because when I start these things, right? Like suppose if I have this SAP with me. So guys, this is an end user menu. To get into customization menu, you have to type SPRO. This is the T code to get into customization menu. Or you can go from tools, ABAP customizing, IMG, SPRO. Okay, so SPRO means no one will ask you this full form, but SAP project reference object. So SPRO means SAP project reference object. Enter. Then you have to click this menu, SAP reference image, IMG. First. Here you'll get customization menu. This usually end user will never have access to this. Okay. So now here maximum our customizations will be in our module, that is material management, purchasing. Others also we are going to use. Finance people will work more on finance. वैसा रहेगा. So here, if you click this is documentation. SAP will have inbuilt notes also. If you click this, see here, material management. This covers all information relevant to implementation. If you want to add your own notes, you can click here, edit documentation also. In customization also, you will be having your T codes. 99.99% no one will ask you T codes related to customization, guys. Remember this. This is a thing which you have because there will be a lot of clicks and ticks, checks, unchecks. No T codes will be asked or end user के लिए T code होता है. So if you want to see T code for customization, you can go to your additional information, display key, maintenance object. If I on this, here you can see additional information. Here you can see the T codes. For example, if I want to customize, if I want to create a plant. So in end user, we used to use plant number 1000, if you remember. So if I want to create my own plant definition, logistics, I'm not teaching you this, but just telling you. Define, copy, check, plant. See this T code. This much big T code is there. So can you remember this T code? No. But this whole thing is T code. But for interview, rarely if they ask, never they'll ask, you can ignore. Last 4 digits are T code actually. So if you want to create a plant, it is OX10. If you want to define a valuation level, it is always OX14. So last 4 digit comprise of your T code, guys. Okay. So this is the documentation symbol for which it will give you what is this exactly. So this is a execute symbol, as you know, for anything you can click a execute. Okay. So now our first topic, as I said, after introduction will be enterprise structure. So इसमें बहुत सारे 10 to 12 things I will create. So whether you can recollect everything, whatever I've taught, it is impossible, guys. So what I'll be doing is prior only I'll be sending you video of that class. Your job is to go through the video on the same day. After going through that video on the same day, next day, we are just going to discuss interview questions on that video. Okay. And if you have any queries, we are going to resolve those queries. Okay. So I'll give you an overview of 10 minutes about that topic, your questions and interview questions. That's it. Because everything, if I keep on teaching you also, it's like you're not going to understand, it's waste of time because we already have a proper video set for that. Okay. So now today I'll be sharing you two videos, this introduction one, and also I'll be sharing you the video of organizational structure. That is our next topic. Please go through that. Okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me now, guys. I'll just stop the recording as well.